Hello, Alter Ego here from Scrunchable and this is Thomas Was Alone. Thomas Was Alone is a little indie game, not quite out in Steam yet, although I do believe it's in the pipeline, etc. I've seen an interview with the developer the other day saying they were just a little late applying to be on Steam. You can get it from Desura or Indiecity at the moment for £5.99. I don't know what it is in other regions, etc. The Desura version is PC and Mac, the Indiecity version is PC only. So I can imagine that when it does arrive on Steam, it'll be Steam Play, etc. And it's a little puzzle platformer, the likes of which you've seen quite a lot. It's a bit like that, I fell in love with a zombie, but or I fell in love with a girl, but she turned into a zombie, or whatever it was, that game I was playing not so long ago. It's a bit like that. As you'll see, there are blocks, and you basically just try and get to the end of the level, as you'll see. I'm going to play through the entire demo here, or as much as the demo. If the demo goes on forever, I'll stop it. But I'll give you a flavour. I know this game's been very deeply influenced by Portal, and by the character of Wheatley in particular, because there's a narrator throughout the game. And yeah, he provides some insights into the Thomas character. In fact, he portrays himself as the Thomas character, whoever Thomas is. And it's a little fun little game. The puzzles, as you'll see, start out quite simple, teaching you mechanics, etc. And it runs through a little hub world. So we'll hit new game here, and we'll see it pops out. Program was a failure. People forget this, it was a massive flop. The coders started adding name strings to the AIs as a joke. Thomas AT23612 wasn't special, it was just an AI in the right
Thomas
whatever.
Was alone. Wow. A weird first thought to have.
So as you can see, that was the narrator there, who I'm pretty sure is that dude from TV out of Coupling, and is also in the voice of the dickhead in Assassin's Creed, I think, as well. You know the guy I'm talking about anyway. I think he's in something new as well, an American. Quite a good actor, actually. I'm a bit of a fan of his, especially I think Coupling is the Stephen Moffat British comedy is one of the underrated treasures that there is. I'm finding the music a little overpowering here, actually. So I'll turn that down a little bit. Still a little bit. So, like you can see, at the start of each level, there is a little prompt that says, use the movement keys to move. There we go. And we've just to move this little block into the hole. And as soon as we do, or the similar sized shape, and as soon as we do, moves on to the next level. Same setup, not two. Narrator.
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
So you can see why they got it, much like Stephen Merchant's character in Portal. They got a comic actor, British comic actor to voiceover, so it's very heavily influenced by that style in Portal.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block.
Bop, bop.
Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump.
So,
it worked! Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery.
And they provide their prompts to say, and it jumps along with your little character, and say that you can jump. We'll move on.
A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him. but gently.
So as we'll see, quite if I try and do it from the low ground, I can't make it. But if I do it from high ground, there we go, straight through. So these are just tutorial levels. They've not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment.
It's busy tutorial. I think I missed a bit of dialogue there. Oh dear. For the second playthrough, maybe.
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important.
So as you can see, it's taking you very much through the tutorial bit, and it's very self-aware. I love games that are self-aware like this, and yeah.
It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills. It had been designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No, too obvious.
Another Portal reference. So it's real charming. You've got a very simple background music here.
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
So as you see, it says pass through
He made
respawn
another
points.
mental note. 4. Water. Not good. To be avoided.
So if we pass through here, these little spots here, and then die, we will respawn back at that place. So there goes my achievement for not dying.
The loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
Which way to go? So he definitely is alone. Poor Thomas. It is worth saying that the up key can also jump as well as the spacebar, which Ant will be delighted about. You know, no broken Z key for him.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
Spoilers! So you can guess what's coming next. There is a little cutscene. I submitted hundreds of bug reports. I was told that this would happen, overlapping scripts. More than one AI was bound to be spawned in the environment at one point. Turns out I missed the point. The little area changed everything. So as you can see, we have another friend with him.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Bit of a fat controller vibe I'm getting. Maybe it's just because he's called Thomas. But, yeah. Thomas pulled in at the station. Yeah. So, scroll characters. So if I use the Q and E keys here, I can switch between the two characters. And I basically need to jump and get this over to the other side on the smaller block. But as you can see, just like the Ginger Step Kid, this one's a bit fat and a bit smaller. So we'll need to use our nonce and get him over there like that. Pretty simple at the moment. Absolutely. As we go to 1, 2.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times.
So
Well, not technically graceful. It's probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
Quite funny. So I've hit a block wall here, literally. So we'll get Thomas here. He'll come to his rescue. Oh, I'll not get through that way. So as you can hear and see, I mean, very, very, very simple puzzles, certainly at this stage of the game. But this is a great kind of game to just chill out and relax to. Just work your way through and heal. Much like Thomas. I appreciate that he's falling. I'm falling. And he's good at falling. So I'll have to leave him till he turns white. And in the meantime, I will jump through the repeater. Jump, jump, jump. And 3. 1, 3. As you can see, somewhat strange.
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
Oh, look at that. Ah, ginger step kid. Somewhat frustrating this bit, just because it kind of takes so long.
Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
Yeah, and somewhat fun. So you can see it's quite a lengthy demo, even though the puzzles are very, very
Was this
simple.
Good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure.
So as you can see,
Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
so as you see, if I go down this way, I can't jump up there. In fact, as it turns out, even if I get a Tolly here, Thomas, sorry, use his proper Christian name that his mummy and daddy block gave him. Yeah, as you'll see about the jumping physics, if I let go, I'll drop like a stone straight down, so there's no momentum with it, etc. So I just keep jumping, 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 and I'll do the same with Thomas here. Oh, epic fail. Just call me Bradley. There we go.
Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred.
Grr.
He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Just make sure I don't need him any further. There's a good chance that I do, isn't there? Come on. Yeah, there we go. I don't need him. So, what have we got? No, oh, I was lucky there. Now I can go there. And this little dude, little Christopher, named after me. I'm more like Thomas. This is a joke. I love the even the sound effects that are very raspy, etc. are slightly different for each. So, what do we have here?
John knew. He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
What I can do, what I can do. So yeah, somewhat more tricky, so to speak. If I remember how to do this correctly. So I'd say this was the first semi-difficult one there was. Just a bit of a combination puzzle.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway?
Oops, epic fail. I actually kind of wish that made it keys 1, 2, 3 for those kind of things, rather than going the Q&A route. Especially when you're trying to speed run through it.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done. John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the sympathetic expression he'd practiced in the mirror all these years.
I think I would say that this game has heart. It has tons and tons and tons of it. It's pouring out of every pore that it has. Sadly enough, for me, in many regards, it's fallen victim of the behemoth that is the Steam sale, which is gotta be just around the corner. Which is why I haven't quite indulged it yet. It would be an insta-buy for me, I have to be honest. I've had this is my second time through this demo, and I love it. But I'm just watching my pennies ever so much because you know, there's things coming up where you just don't know what's going to come up in the Steam sale, etc. For the next while, but if not, if there's nothing that I really feel like I need or want, I'd certainly be picking this up. It's tremendous. Where's Big Brother? Hi, John. But like I say, you can just play this demo for free. Download it. We're on 1.9 at the moment. See what I mean about being an extensive demo? Need to knock these dudes off the end. Oops. Jump. There's a wee bit of momentum for our
John was happy to keep
boy
helping.
John.
He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
He can't jump over him. And our John can fall down. I love the camaraderie and the what would you say, the rivalry, or full rivalry should I say. I need him down here. What am I doing? This is interesting. What am I going to do here? So, I need to get him on top of that, and on top of that, but he needs to come from down there first. Now, before you think the, can't jump on top. Oh, he's quite a ways off it. I think I'm stuck. Oh, I don't think I got stuck in this bit earlier on. Nah. Two little dudes. That's somewhat frustrating, I must admit. I've shown I can do this puzzle before. You're always hoping against hope that it's not going to make you do it again. But, yeah, it seems like that's the done thing. Little Christopher. I bet you I need the other. I need John here. Yeah, I do.
He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
My quick fingers let me down there, or not so quick fingers as the case may be.
The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
God's sake. I think I'll call this quick look off this level. Although I have a feeling that this will be the end of the demo anyway, because this is the first challenge, so to speak, that we've really come across. Maybe even leave you something to play with if there's another level here, so they don't ruin the whole bloody thing for you. There we go. Wait, let me go back. Oh, for controls let me down. So there's Thomas, John, and Christopher. Just building a relationship. Yeah, 10-10's coming there. 110, should I say.
This was interesting. A floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph.
So it's probably an analogy to dick size, I think, something like that. Yeah, so this is Thomas Was Alone. Like I say, from Indiecity, Desura, and I'm sure Steam. Very, very soon. Not in time for the summer sale. Probably turn up in an indie bundle sometime in the future, but yeah. It'll be part of my collection soon, one way or the other. And like I say, you can play this demo for freezies. Download from Indiecity or Desura. And yeah, enjoy. So until next time, thank you very much. Bye.